Welcome back to Chill Sundays. We are debating on the channel, turning this into a multi-day series, but haven't made that decision yet. I got a lot of fun things coming on the channel. But today, we're harvesting some barley, and this barley in turn will give us the ability to buy our chickens. We need some chickens because we need some eggs. We're also going to need some sugar because we're going to try to become a donut producer. We're going to try to produce donuts. So the bakery is something we will buy, but also a lot of this barley is going to go to our grain mill. We'll save a decent amount, enough for the chickens. We'll see how many we can actually buy in the little open, we're going to have some free range chickens. So we'll see how many we can buy over there when it's time to do that and decide how much we need to save. One thing I do want to, I can't really correct it, but I do want to acknowledge we were going to save the poppy until we could afford a oil production. I totally forgot that. I totally spaced that out. So that was a mistake on my part. The money this time around might be needed, so that little bit of cash that we made from it, we'll absolutely take it. So we're going to get this barley field harvested, and then we should have, the sugar beets to go, and I'm drawing a blank on what our other crop is. Let's take a look, which will be ready next month. Some oats, and then the beets, looking at the calendar, it's not going to be till October, so we'll have some time to get through and prep these fields. So the beet harvest may end up being next episode as we do field prep and our winter in that. So I think that's what we'll try to do. We'll get through flipping these fields, figuring out exactly what we want to plant on them. And, the fact that we're going into this process, I do want to look at some of the other crop types that are unique to this. So we might buy a couple more fields or even lease fields to be able to do that. But we'll want to produce goods that can go into the grain mill, as well as, produce goods that can go into the bakery. So we should buy the bakery this time around, and all the flour that we produce at that point, we're going to have distributed over to the bakery to make flour, or to make bread from the flour. So that's something we can probably instantly do here. So we'll get this, first load going for the chickens. The second load will go to the grain mill. And at that point, we'll buy the bakery and just have it start distributing so we can start, generating bread instead of just flour, another increase in our revenue streams here. And that'll get us closer to being able to afford the sugar production that we're going to need, the sugar factory. We'll probably go with the little one. I'm thinking about using the production upgrade mod to make the little one a little bit more efficient. But sugar shouldn't be a huge demand. The other thing is strawberries. We do have those getting produced, but one thing that I didn't, pay attention to, if we want to get past donuts and start producing cakes, we're going to need butter as well. So we might be looking into a way to produce butter, and we're going to need milk for that. I don't remember, and I'll have to double check, and someone in comments can definitely correct me. I think we can make butter off of any type of milk. It doesn't have to be cow milk. It could be buffalo milk. It could also be goat milk. So we'll figure out what we want to do here. I'm leaning towards cattle just because I love cattle. I love beef personally. I like cattle milk as well. Cow milk. So that's probably what we'll end up doing, but no decision made yet on that. And this is already full. We're getting 120% yield on a lot of this field. It's absolutely exciting. Our first time harvesting it with us treating the soil the right way. Precision farming helping us out with that. Let's go ahead and cruise around the field to get this unloaded. I think we will take an opportunity here to get those chickens purchased too. So we'll have to do the baling. We'll have to, potentially apply lime. We'll have to remember, I think we have no-till equipment. So we shouldn't have to do any cultivating. But yeah, we'll take a look at the crop calendar after this harvest and make that decision then. We'll actually do, whoa, that's the bushes. I'm going to finish letting that unload. I'm going to finish the headland, hand this over to a worker after that. And then we can start doing the chicken dance. And we'll just go a little bit forward here just to make sure we get the whole area that the worker is going to want to get, or not get. And should be fine. Yeah, we just missed the crops there. That was pretty smooth. And we'll do the same here. We'll just pull all the way forward. Let the swath completely drop out there, then turn and head back up north on the field here. Oh no, what is this? West? East. Northeast. All right, this should complete the headland. And we'll be able to swap them back over easily since we're using regular steering assist here, guided steering. Yeah, one headland's what we want. Let's go ahead and let them get... Well, you know what? Let's hold off on that. And we will get what's in the harvester unloaded to give them as much time as possible for us to do what we're going to do. Because we might not get back in time before they're full. 11,000 liters already. Almost 12,000 just from the headland. Seems like a pretty good harvest for the smallish field here. All right, now we can go drop some off for the chickens. We will put whatever it lets us put in there. Should be able to just pull in this way. And drop off the barley here. It's gonna hold 12,000. Okay, so that'll be good. Now we want to get the tractor out of the way so we can get these purchased. And we'll go with the 6-month-old ones. And if we did 59, that would be 3,200. I think we do it. Okay, so they're not gonna need water. They're gonna we gotta clean this up for them. That looks silly. That looks silly. Let's put a different type of grass in here. So many shrubs and plants. Beautiful that we have all these options. But let's go. Do we have regular grass? Wow. Oh, we ruined our little... No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, so now let's go in here. Figure out... I don't see any actual, like, meadow. Like, this stuff's tall. Just put that on the outskirt a little bit. Here we go. This will do. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, guys. With the limitations we had there, I was wanting regular meadow for this area, but that'll do. Get your health up, guys. We'll figure out how often you need feed. But that wasn't bad. I thought we were going to have to take some... I thought it was only going to hold like 6,000, and we're going to have to head over to or be able to head over to the grain mill already. But we got our chickens. 59 of them. One more step closer to donuts. What's your malfunction? You gotta love it. Gotta love it. But we're back. We can just do it ourselves. And away we go. Getting these ups and downs taken care of. Seems like a different path that we took for last time. I think I adjusted the path. That's right. Or the routes here, the ups and downs. But let's get focused and make some progress. Absolutely happy with the way we're getting the yield on this thing, or how much yield we're getting out of it. Our second full load here, and a little bit more because we did unload them a little early that one time. But the route it actually chose, I'm not mad at. The beginning was a little rough to harvest those little areas, but this long pass that it's doing, well done. I do like the way it auto drew that route. Pretty nice. Complain a lot about it, but this one was well done. All right, we're going to be honest here. That was absolutely wise of Oxygen David to make those collisions to where they don't fall over on the sign there. Forces us to drive realistically. I love it. So we're coming up with our, third full load since we've started doing the ups and downs. This is a good harvest. I am absolutely happy with this. We'll get a little bit more. I think we might get close to another full combine here, another 8,500. Absolutely thrilled. So we're gonna get close to probably just get done. I'll jump ahead at this point, and 8,600, and see you at the end of the harvest while we're dropping off at the grain mill. Absolutely beautiful harvest so far. Harvest is done. There is 1,590 left in the harvester. We're gonna save that for the chickens. We'll learn this year. We'll learn this year how much feed 59 chickens go through. Might need a little more than we have, but we'll buy some chicken feed if we need it. 30,000 barley going to the grain mill. A little bit over 11,000 went into the chickens. So we got about, 42,000 liters from this harvest, which feels pretty good. Still getting a little lost. Where's our grain? Oh, it's over there. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this back route seems to work really good for dropping things off and the turning radius for me. All right, we've arrived. Just backing it on up. And then we should be able to come over here and just get this reactivated. Oh, yeah. Got this production menu. So we want barley. Went right past it. Activate that. We could change this to... What? Oh, here we go. Yes, we want to go to distributing. And then we want to just instantly buy that bakery now that we have this. So it has somewhere to distribute to. That's the sawmill. Bakery should be right here. Purchase that for 40,000. So that's going to eat into a majority of our money, but we'll make it back. We will make it back with the bread. Already made 64. Or there's 64 in there already. So, or 640. So it should be good. That should be roughly 20,000 liters of flour turned into whatever the ratio is for bread. But if I'm remembering correctly, I guess we got to get that part of the production turned on as well in the bakery. Bread flour, we'll go ahead and activate that. It's going to say it has nothing. And let's change this to just storing for now. Yeah, keeping. And yeah, so after the next hour ticks over here, they'll get their distribution. And they'll start, making some bread. This isn't that huge of a field. I think we will get to July here. We'll make sure the greenhouse is good, make sure the chicken's feed is good. Well, we don't have any way to do that. Chicken feed's just gonna have to be fine. But we will take this over and drop off what we have to the chickens and then the remainder in the silo. And then we'll get to July and get to that oat harvest. And that'll leave us August to prep this field and September to get 2 fields planted. Already got some eggs getting produced here. What did we run into? But we'll loop around. We'll try to drop off. I don't think it'll take all of it. If it does, we're in trouble. That means they're going through food faster than we anticipated. But I doubt that's the case. Yeah, this took a little bit, so we'll have 1,400 to spare. All right, unless there's any contracts that are just beyond tempting. Nah, don't want to do spinach. Spraying herbicide. What do we have? Let's see what we have in there right now. It probably is herbicide. And which would be a smart way to make some money with the sprayer we have, like we did that last episode. $10,000 isn't bad. We're at 50, so yeah, let's do that. Field number, it'll be a way to see it too. Field number 37. Let's open, nope, it's not time. Let's open the map, if I remember what button it is. 37, all right, I think we know how to get there. Gonna be this direct. I don't think we've really done anything over here. Is that field right up there? Gonna leave this big for a second, just so we know where we're going. So we want to keep going towards 40. And we'll take a left. It might be that big one. To go right here. Yeah, so we'll want to take a left up here. I think we know where we're going now. Oh, that's not how you play the game. Okay, so now the road is just gonna wind that way. Trying to see here. Yeah, we haven't gone this way, I don't think. Follow the road this way. Nice brick wall here separating that field. Beautiful. And then we'll take a right on this dirt road. And that should be our field back there. Okay. Should be the far one to the right. Gosh, what a map. Summer here, looking great. That see and spray technology, going to make this use as little material as possible. 900 should be plenty. Let's get it done. Collecting our money from Noah. Let's make it July. A little later start here in July due to a early morning rainstorm. But away we go doing the harvest now. Some oats, and like I said, we'll do both of the straw harvests at the same time, or baling at the same time. But it will be really nice to see exactly what we get off of this harvest here. This is all going to go to the grain mill. Can't feed oats to chickens in Farming Simulator, so there will not be able to be feed for them. And, you know, after we finish this harvest, we'll take a look at the bakery, see how it's done, see how much bread we have stored over there so far. But looking at the yield here, we're in an olivey color green here, 96%. A Hardy Mercury 4000L going for sale there. What is that? Let's learn. Oh, sprayer, nice. Oh, look at this guy. That would not work well in this map. Not for most fields. The Fent is amazing though. Works great on these hills. Oats don't yield as well, but I think they do have a pretty good ratio between the amount of oats and flour that you produce. Well, the yield's looking pretty good in 64 here as well. You know, if we did 4 ups and downs here, or 1 up and down, 2 ups and downs technically, and we're going to get about 80% full on oats. That seems pretty solid to me. But I think at this point we will go ahead and jump ahead and let you know how the harvest went when we're done. And here we are with the final load. We'll get our number here. Be all the oats going to the grain mill. And we'll be done with the harvester, this harvester for the year. So we'll get that put away. Got to get pressure washer eventually. Come on, Chris. We'll put it there for now. Should be out of the way. Let's see, our 20,175 oats. We did it again. That is not where we turn. That family's like, what is wrong with this guy? So we've got to go wide here. Almost hitting this fence, and then can we get around, not hit the trash can? Just barely snuck through. Yeah, too long of a trailer for this map, I think. All right, we'll get this backed up, drop the oats, and then we'll check on the bakery, see how it did overnight. If we look here, we still have 14,000 barley to go through, but we'll want to get the oats activated and distributing. Well, they should be naturally distributing because it's the same type of flour. And get them activated. Should be good. Yeah, we'll just jump in the menu to check on this, though. We'll go to the bakery here. And bread. Yeah, almost 6,000 already. What is the price on bread in this map? Looks like it peaks at 5,800. Whew, what did flour peak at? 25. Okay, so we did good. We did good. That was the right decision. All right, we'll get this home. We'll get to August, start prepping start picking up some straw and get ready to start planting in, the fall. Maybe. I'm in a house. So there's a new rule that I'm trying to enforce on myself on this channel, and that's to walk away when I'm starting to rush things, and I was doing that. So this episode's going to be pretty telling when I get to edit it. I was trying to rush this out for last Sunday prior to me making that post about the video not being here. We had an amazing time at the high school graduation, but back to the topic at hand here. It's the most interesting time ever for the channel. You probably noticed a very different release cycle right now, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with series right now, to be completely honest with you. We had the flat map blow up. We've had a pretty good success with the AI Replace Me series. You know, we have no shortcuts going on right now. I've taken a break off of the landscaping series, and, you know, this is Chill Sunday, so we're probably going to tighten the format a little bit, but I'm going to allow myself, 1 or 2 rants per episode on this. I think you guys enjoy it a little bit. I don't know what I want to do with landscaping. I'm not enjoying it. I do want to wrap up at least 1 year on it. But yeah, so we were rushing this episode, and I decided to shut off the recording, and that's why you didn't get one, because I had, probably 2 or 3 hours left in the time I allotted myself before needing to head to Illinois last week. But we're back. I wasn't doing justice to this episode, so like I said, it'll be interesting when we get to editing to see how things sound. But yeah, so we got this baling just about done. I think we did the other field already. I'm trying to remember. Maybe we didn't, but we'll get the bales picked up after that and go from there and figure out what's next. I think we did want to flip these fields, and I probably said what I was going to plant in here, and I don't even remember, guys. So I might go back to the recording and see what the plan was, or we're going to completely change it. I don't want to be that inconsistent. I'm pretty sure there was a plan, and we'll see what's in here right now. We had barley. We want to keep planting things that are going to make us goods for the grain mill, and so I imagine there's something we want to do with that. But yeah, we do have the baling done over there, so we'll put this away. We'll start moving the bales around, and then we need to, I think it's September when we want to get these 2 fields planted, but I'm going to look at the calendar and double check that. But we're going all in on the bakery. Going to be making some donuts soon. And I have a feeling, I decided I didn't like these sheds. And we're making an absolutely terrible approach here. But magically almost pulled it off if that trailer wasn't in there. But we will sneak the baler back here. It's going to be done for a while. Attached there, and I think we'll use this. I was going to use the auto-loading feature, but we'll go ahead and use this trailer since we have it. But yeah, so we'll get let's go ahead and make a plan. Let's remember the plan, I should say. We're gonna plant rye in a field for sure. Cali, I wouldn't mind trying, but over here we had oats, so I think we want to do wheat in one and rye in the other, I think is the plan there. All right, let's go ahead and cruise around, get these picked up, and then we'll be able to double check the state of the fields. See if we need to do lime. Or if we want to do lime, we could elect to just not do it this time around and be okay with losing about a 5% yield bonus. Is about what it would be with precision farming, I believe. We have the sugar beets that are going to be very soon. And we'll have to rent some equipment for that, so we're going to want to make some money. But I think we'll do one of those setups that is not just the big beet harvester, because leasing the big beet harvester, I'm sure we've talked about, isn't really going to be ideal for the fields sizes that we have. So I'll get these picked up, I'll get these finished, and then we will keep making some progress here. And, the lovely thing for you guys is this might be a super long episode, because when you take about a week off from recording a series and you come back to it, you have no idea. I have no idea how much time I've spent and how much time I want to spend, which is hilarious to me. But so we'll get through this, and then we're gonna also, this is gonna go live on a Thursday. I think we're gonna play this probably pretty regularly moving forward with Cattle Ranch, and then the AI Replace Me is gonna make a comeback too. And I'm debating what I want to do with No Shortcuts. I got to be honest with you, was paying attention to the results from the views, and really, with doing YouTube full time right now, it's the only thing I can do is make decisions based off of the results of videos. And I really got to think through what I want to do with No Shortcuts if I do want to continue it, because it's going to be a very long time before we finish it, and I just don't know if the views are there to justify it. So just being completely open and honest with you guys. Okay, enough rambling. I mean, I would love a video of how this works in real life, guys. If people actually do use this bale trailer the way we just did and stack them that way. It seems very bizarre to me, but I imagine it is real. It's in the game. It's not, this isn't a mod. This is something that, oh, I thought that was going to stay out. That is base game. But yeah, it just seems a little weird to me. Let's get these done. Finish picking them up. I think this is about the same exact number we got last time. You know, honestly, I can't completely remember, but I feel like it was around one load and then one shy of a full load on the second one. Nice. Way it flipped that one, that was pretty cool. And then we get here, we'll go ahead and unload, and then go back to lower position. Very cool. Cool piece of machinery there. We will sneak it right here. Are we against the wall? We're not even touching anything. There we go. Okay. It's August, it's 8:50. What is there to do? What is there to do? Let's go ahead and run up to these fields and see what the pH state shows. Good. I mean, it's hard to justify spending time and money when it's good, when things are good. So the other one's going to be the same. Contract-wise, we do have a harvest, but I don't want to do root crops. Going to be completely honest with you. Wouldn't mind doing a little $16,000 sorghum harvest. We'll go ahead and accept that accept the contract. And oh boy. Okay, let's grab a tractor and get our header trailer over here, because it's going to be one of these where we're going to absolutely need to do it that way. All right, we'll park right there momentarily. We'll actually drop the header trailer because we're not going to be the ones driving the header trailer. And we'll cruise in here and get hooked up to the grain cart. Just back her on up. There we go. We'll park this here for now. Now, this field we're going towards is going to be northeast of here, which is going to be to the right up there. Okay. And we will get a little follow me action going to get there. And gosh, we're going to need this map big, so I want to turn around. I think I want to go out this way. It's got to be that one. It's got to be one of those ones we see up there. I think it might be that one back there. We should be able to fit through this gate. Oh, a little snug there. Yeah, this will be interesting cruising around these little back roads. And as long as we drive safe, the tractor should make it. Here's the church here. At some point, we got to wrap around to the right. This might be the one we sprayed. I can't remember what field number that was. Have we looked at this castle? There's got to be a collectible around here. I bet this is one right here. I bet this is one. It's not. Are you a collectible? I imagine those show up on the trigger, but this place is kind of cool. I don't know if you can go inside it if you own it. It doesn't look like... No, there's not an actual inside to it. But I would put a collectible here if I was making the map. But I don't know where it would be that we haven't seen already. Anyways... Tennis, anyone? Nice tennis court back there. Yeah, I think we did see this. It would be so cool if you could actually play tennis. Looks like we have some corn next to us. Yeah, let's make the map bigger again here. So we'll want to take a left, and then it'll be on the right. Okay. I'll see you guys there. All right, this looks like a tiny little field entrance. We're going to do that, but we need to come here. We'll go ahead and stop them. No, that's not going to work right there. Gosh. Trying to be as respectable as possible, but did not see anywhere else to do this, so we're gonna abuse this a little bit. Run into, you know, the beautiful sunflowers here. And let's get this header hooked up. Oh boy. Pulling the trailer with us. That's embarrassing. Go ahead and get locked in. Start cruising away. And we're not seeing the yield percentage, which is unfortunate for this farmer. Would love to know that information for them. I am going to reconfigure this to be 2 headlands, though. You know, a pretty decent sized field. We should make a decent money on this. I'm wondering, you know, we're on normal economy, if we're going to make about the same as what the contract's worth. So we're going to bring in $16,000 for the contract. We're not borrowing equipment. And, you know, one of the bigger fields on this map. So 14% already. Let's get around these headlands. See how often we fill up. Coming in for the first load here. Still on the first headland. What a view. Man. Map of the year, guys. Map of the year. And we'll be able to sneak around these trees, I believe. Are we going to collide? No collision with leaves. I wonder how many trailer fools we're going to get here. Don't know if we're going to be clear. Oh, that tree stump. Yep, we're gonna go in the crop a little bit. Not bad, not bad. Trying to remember how many loads we can fit in this thing. We'll get a good percentage when we unload it here, but this is gonna be quite the harvest. And close the pipe. Header turned back on. We did miss a little bit there, but I think we'll probably be okay for the harvest. And hope we're not getting a yield loss by going faster. I know we've tested this and we've proven we don't, but sometimes I worry that that might change. Let's get it done. Now that's somewhat suspicious that we're getting all the way back here, but there is the part where we have the tram lines. So I don't know if we're losing yield, but it almost feels like we are, but I think we're fine. I think we're fine. And keeping in mind that we do have precision farming and we can't see how the yield is actually performing on this field. So we're going to get close to this entire second headland done. And the second headland is smaller than the first headland. Not as long of a pass on the sides of the fields, but I feel like we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna feel like we wasted our time here in a minute because that's way too far. Interesting. 18% done. You know, we do have the transporting to do. 28% full here. We'll get 3 complete loads of the harvester. Make the map big. We should see where we're taking it. Oh, I don't. I thought that flashed as well. Oh, all the way at the bottom of the map. I do see it down there by field 58, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we'll get this unloaded. Probably do the rest of this off camera. And when we take in the first trailer, we'll rejoin you. Ooh, tight squeeze here. Look at those rocks on both sides. Wow. Interesting. 94% full. I decided to, go ahead and head in with this. It's just 31% done. A lot more of the field to go. We do have a worker handling the harvest for us. And I think we're navigating the right way. Trying to kind of go blind here. Drive through the shrubs. I'll see you at the sales location. 80% full by the time we're almost here. We do have them on speed override. I probably should have shut that off while we're cruising around here, but this looks like the place. The farmer's market. Oh, boy, you gotta back out of here, huh? Percentage is going up, dollar amount is not, so this is the right place. And we'll get a little indicator of how many loads we should be bringing in. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back here 2 more times, it looks like. All right, they'll be completely full by the time we get back. We're gonna rush our way back there. Yeah, I mean the ground deformation change to the game and the slopes of this map. Same problem we're having with the good old Cattle Ranch series. Just so much horsepower and traction really is going to be required to handle like the terrain. It's just wild. Are they going to completely unload before? Oh, they're not actually unloading. There we go. And away we go. We'll keep up with them this direction, and then we'll loop back around and constantly unload them. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. It's just interesting slowing down this much to turn because of the terrain. What a problem. Like, real life problem. And then once you get back to downhill, you can pick up speed. So I'm doing like half passes here where I'm turning around, giving them some momentum, and then I'm going to come over here and just kind of wait until they get back to us, and then we have about half the pass to go where we can unload them. They're at 20% full. We're at 59% full. Yeah, getting there. We're getting there. The field's getting a lot smaller. Should be well worth the money. Catching up, and it'll be interesting to see if I went far enough because they're 40% full, and with the speed that they're doing, are they going to have enough time to completely unload? Let's see. You can see its simple inspector on the bottom left is dropped down to 30%. Not quite. Barely keeping up. Down to, oh, I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it. 10% now. Oh, yeah. So we should be able to do this one more time and then go in. And that'll put us at about 70% transported. But yeah, I'll give you a full run of what we're doing. We got 26 miles an hour. Just cruising, holding down the pedal and dropping. Just the speed is dropping. And the trailer's getting heavier. So I'm getting to the point where it's like, oh, coming to a crawl here. The harvester's going to catch up eventually. We're down to 8 miles an hour. Just a struggle. 6 would be a normal harvesting speed, so we wouldn't even notice this if we weren't using speed override. We would just notice it at the very end there, and when we're doing these turns where we drop down to like 4 or 3 miles an hour. Just insane, just crawling. Not much ground deformation here, so this is literally just the gravity of things and the slope causing this problem. I don't even know if I'd call it a problem. Just situation. And with about the same amount we had last time, we are going to go ahead and head on in and get this sold. And we'll see what percentage we're at that point. And hoping for just one more load after this, and that's what it should be. So we'll see how close this gets us. I'm guessing we're going to get to, you know, about, I don't know, 74%. They're 80% full now. And that got us to 76% transported. Luckily, it seems like everyone's taking a break from being on the road right now for us. I don't think I ran into one vehicle on this route. Traffic's still on. I didn't shut it off, but I almost feel like it broke. Yeah, like if this was a multiplayer server, I would question whether or not we were still connected to the server. I do find it much easier to cruise around in cab view on this map. You get a much better view and idea of how to slow down for turns and how close you are to the edge of things. Almost feels like a road course in a racing game. Maybe the thing to be learned about this playthrough is there's no hurry. You know, we're just cruising. And that's what we have to do. We can't, you know, speed through things. All right, getting the last bit of grain unloaded. Then we're gonna go in and sell it and see how much extra money we make off this contract. Oh man, I sneezed. Almost made it through that. And we're making such good time, but look what happens. Beautiful, beautiful train. That's a passenger train, isn't it? That's sick. They must have been on a lunch break. Here we go. Full on traffic jam. Brute force, we got around it. All right, moment of truth here very soon for this contract. I think we got enough grain. I just want to see how much more money we make. And the dollar amount's going up. Beautiful. About 8,000 or 9,000 there. And then we'll go ahead and collect this once it's done saving from Noah. We're up to $83,000. All right, we're going to go back. We're going to sleep. We'll get the harvester eventually. But then it's time to plant. And just coming over here to see what we have water-wise. Oh, we have plenty. We have plenty of water. So we're going to speed up time. Get to September. Get to planting. And we'll do rye in this field. 3 headlands should be pretty good. Get it lowered, activated. And no till required. 12 miles an hour is pretty glorious. A little bit of headlights on from the overcast going on this morning. 8:26 in the morning. Can we loop around? We can. So it'll be nice to do rye here. We did it the first year. It was already in the field, but the yield wasn't great. So we'll have to get some fertilizer down as well and spray the weeds. We can do that in October. But we'll get rye in this field and wheat in the one behind us. Let's get focused. Let's get it done. And cruising on the last pass here. I think we got the whole field. Plenty of seed left. Seed rate is pretty awesome on this. It is 300 meters per meter square. 300 seeds per meter square. And we got plenty left. So we got the rye planted. We're going to do the wheat like we said in the next field. Gosh, this fog's just not clearing up today. It's already noon. Just an overcast day, I guess. And we'll check on the chickens before we jump to the next planting session, just to make sure their feed's looking pretty good. All done. All right, let's fold it up. We'll cruise on in. We'll take the road because I think we'll be able to drive faster that way, and then we'll hop over to the chickens, see how they're doing. And I think we'll do 2 headlands on this one. Okay, just cruising on over to the chicks. Yeah, those clouds are moving quick. Oh, we're on times 15? I didn't even realize that. No wonder it's going by so fast. All right, we got almost 900 eggs and plenty of feed. Didn't even go through 1,000 yet. Ideal. Perfect. All right, let's make sure we remember to switch here. We'll try some other crop types here soon once we get more fields, which is the way we're going financially right now. You know what? I want to do something else before we do this planting. Let's visit. Let's open up the help menu. We're going to kind of look at things that might go in, you know, similar to the one. Like we got the... It was a phone, right? Anything else in here look like it would belong in the museum? I don't see anything, and you know, forgive my mouse movement right now because I'm being silly using my mouse. Yeah, I don't see anything up here. Collectibles, where are you? Would you go there? No. Grit. There's gotta be something. No, these wouldn't go in there. Watch, there's only one collectible on this whole map, and we found it. I'm gonna have to load it into Giants Editor. I'm so curious to where all the collectibles are. All right, we got our wheat selected. Get this activated. Oh, we gotta lower it though. All right, yeah, all these fields are way bigger than I thought they were when I first started. Not too bad. Lots of weeds that were, you know, just kind of thrown back into the ground with this seeder. Last field to get planted this calendar year. We'll figure out what we're going to do with the beet field after we harvest it next episode. And I'm hoping we have enough money for that sugar production to get us one step closer to the donuts. We're going to need to make jelly, and I think cattle are absolutely going to be required. And, well, milk's going to be required. We might do goats. That might be the easiest way to get the milk quicker, but I haven't decided yet. There's another farm. Maybe we'll look into the cost of another farm that already has a cattle enclosure. Let's see about buying that. I don't know if you can just lease those, which might be a decent option. Be interesting to just lease an entire farm. Like, I kind of want to know now. So I think that's the mansion. Oh, we could. Let's visit real quick, because I think this has... That looks like for horses. The farm's right here. Maybe not this one. Yeah, this is the main farm that we just spawned in right here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll look into that more. Interested to see what you guys think about possibly leasing something that has cattle. You know, maybe we'll increase the lease amount to be like 5% instead of the default 1%. But just a thought. Would love feedback on that. Otherwise, we have to acquire some land to put an enclosure or some type of animal, you know, pasture. And I'll look around where all the cattle are on this map as well, and be a little more prepared for a similar segment next time. But one more head down session to get this field planted. Let's get it done. Our fall planting session is complete for year 2 on the farm. Looking beautiful. We'll get to fertilizer, weeds next episode. We'll get to the sugar beet harvest as well. You know, we should have a good amount of flour being produced also for us right now. Making good progress on this playthrough. I'm enjoying it. Hope you guys still are too. Let me know what you think about the milk production and having to get milk and butter. And let's double check real quick. Do we need butter for our first phase, or can we really slow roll this? Yeah, donuts are going to need everything, because we're going to have to make sugar, flour, and strawberries. We'll be able to make jam pretty much after we get this sugar production going. But then for the donuts, we're going to need bottled milk. We're going to need eggs and butter. We got the eggs already going with the chickens, but the butter and the bottled milk, that's something we haven't solved yet. And then cake we could do as well. Might as well do cake since we're going to be doing the donuts. So that's where I'm going to leave you today. No idea how long this video is going to be, but I'm sure you guys won't mind if it's long. I'm Socksway Up. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you on the next one.